Okay, this is a follow-up video. Obadiah. I made this video back on 11/5. The reason why I want to make this video is because I want to clear a couple of things up. I just read Obadiah. I didn't get into it. I just read it. Now, the thing that I want to bring up, it says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in the day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captives his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast as one of them. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction, neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Okay, so we want to have understanding of what this is, what exactly it's saying. You cannot do this against your brother. Esau and Jacob are brothers. So Judah and Israel are the offspring of Jacob. So let's look into this a little bit deeper. So we're going to go to Deuteronomy 23. So Deuteronomy 23, this is very important that people understand this. Thou shalt not seek their peace nor their prosperity all the days forever. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother. Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, because thou wast a stranger in his land. The children that are begotten of them shall enter in the congregation of the Lord in the third generation. When the host goeth forth against thine enemies, then keep thee from every wicked thing. So what it says here, it says, let's go back up here to, I want to make sure that there's clear understanding here, that because they met you without bread, and because they hired against thee Balaam the son of Beor of Pethor of Mesopotamia to curse thee. Nevertheless, the Lord thy God would not hearken unto Balaam, but the Lord thy God turned the curse into a blessing unto thee, because the Lord thy God loved thee. Thou shalt not seek their peace nor their prosperity all the days forever. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother. Thou shalt not abhor the Egyptian, because thou wast a stranger in the land, the children that are begotten of them. Okay, and it also says that about Esau. You're not, you love Esau because he's your brother. See, the reason why he's mad in Obadiah, the reason why he's upset, and he says what he says about them, is because when Judah was at their destruction, and Israel, the Edomites were there, and they let it happen, and they scoffed Judah. So you can't do that. He's telling his people not to do that to the Edomites, and not to do that to Esau. So when Esau did that to Jacob, the remnant of Jacob, that's where the problem is. The problem is we all have not been taught correctly. If your brother gets in trouble, Are you supposed to laugh at your brother when he's in trouble? And your dad spanks your brother? You're supposed to sit there and scoff them and look down your nose at your brother? Or aren't you supposed to feel bad for your brother because he just got his butt beat? It's something that people need to think about. It's how we treat one another. How do you treat your brother? The Edomites, is Jacob supposed to hate the Edomite? No, it says here clearly in Deuteronomy 23 that, he's your brother. And that's why God got mad at the Edomites and Esau for how they reacted to the punishment that was put on Jacob and Judah and the Israelites. So I want people to understand that just because, in Obadiah it says what it says, that you're not supposed to scoff them. If you're not supposed to scoff an Edomite. You're not supposed to scoff Esau. You're not supposed to do that. It tells you in the law, Deuteronomy 23, the law tells you not to do that. Not to do that to the Edomites and not to do that to Esau. Not to do it to the Egyptian. Not to do it basically to the Moabites, the Ammonites. You're not supposed to do it. You're supposed to be better than that. So when I read Obadiah, I don't want people to take it the wrong way. You're not supposed to you're not supposed to, you know, join in on the scoffing. You're not supposed to do that. It tells you clearly in Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy is the law. It come from Moses. It come from before Obadiah had his vision. It clearly says not to scoff the Edomites. And the Edomites, they scoffed Jacob. You're not supposed to do it. Neither side. You're not supposed to do it. So I just wanted to make a part 2 to Obadiah because I want people to have an understanding of how you're supposed to act. If something was to happen to Esau or the Edomites, you're not supposed to sit there and make fun of them. And just like Esau and the Edomites aren't supposed to make fun of Jacob. It's not, but they're brothers. It's not supposed to happen. So I want to clear that up. I hope I put it in words where it's understandable. Have a good night.